Their desperate SOS summoned the most feared fleet Deathworlders. The emergency beacon pierced through the void of space like a scream in the darkness. Admiral Kethvar of the Zephyrian Republic felt his mandibles click nervously as the distress signal reached his flagship's communication array. The message was brief, encoded in the Universal Emergency Protocol that all civilized species recognized. This is colony ship Harmony's Dream. We are under attack by unknown hostiles. Requesting immediate assistance. Coordinates attached. Please. Anyone. The transmission cut to static. Kethvar's 6 eyes studied the tactical display hovering before him. The colony ship's last known position placed it in the neutral zone, 3 parsecs from the nearest Republic outpost. His fleet of 12 vessels could reach them in 18 standard hours, but by then it would likely be too late. Admiral, his tactical officer, Commander Velnara, approached with measured steps. Her usually composed demeanor showed cracks of concern. Long-range sensors detect 17 hostile ships surrounding the colony vessel. Configuration unknown, but their energy signatures suggest heavy assault capability. The Admiral's primary arms flexed with frustration. The Harmony's Dream carried over 10,000 civilians' families, seeking new homes on the rim worlds. They were defenseless, equipped only with basic shielding and emergency weapons, never meant for combat. Estimated arrival time for our fleet? Kethvar asked, though he already knew the answer would crush his hopes. 18 hours, 12 minutes at maximum burn, Velnara replied. But Admiral, there is another option. Kethvar's antennae twitched a sign of deep contemplation among his species. Speak. The emergency beacon wasn't just received by us. According to communication logs, it was picked up by a patrol fleet. In the terror sector, a cold silence fell over the bridge. Every officer present understood the implications. The terror sector was controlled by the humans, the species that the Galactic Council had classified as Deathworlders after first contact 30 years ago. Beings who evolved on a planet so hostile that it had forged them into something that terrified half the known galaxy. The Deathworlders, Kethvar whispered. How far are they? 2 hours, 17 minutes, Velnara said quietly. Their ships are faster than ours. The Admiral closed all 6 eyes. Every civilized species had heard the stories. Humans who could survive in atmospheric conditions that would kill most aliens in minutes. Who fought with a ferocity that made seasoned warriors from a dozen worlds retreat in horror. Who had never lost a major engagement since joining the galactic community, not because they were technologically superior, but because they simply refused to accept defeat. The Galactic Council maintained diplomatic relations with Earth, but kept them at arm's length. Trade agreements were conducted through intermediaries. Human ships were given wide berths in space lanes. Most species preferred to pretend the Deathworlders didn't exist. But now, 10,000 innocent lives hung in the balance. Open a channel to the human patrol fleet, Kethvar commanded. The communications officer's claws trembled as she worked her console. Channel open, Admiral. Human vessels, this is Admiral Kethvar of the Zephyrian Republic. We have received your acknowledgement of the distress beacon from Harmony's Dream. We request your assistance. The response came immediately, in the harsh, guttural language the humans called English, followed by perfect galactic standard. Admiral, this is Captain Sarah Chen of the UEN Defiant. We're already en route. ET and 97 minutes. Suggest you maintain distance. This is going to get messy. Before Kethvar could respond, the channel closed. 97 minutes later, the Admiral watched his tactical display in stunned silence. The human fleet, only 6 ships compared to his 12, had arrived at the coordinates with impossible precision. What happened next defied every tactical manual he had ever studied. The humans didn't hail the attackers. They didn't demand surrender or attempt negotiation. They simply opened fire with weapons that made Kethvar's most advanced arsenal look primitive. But it wasn't just their technology, it was how they used it. Human ships moved through space like predators, their formations flowing and adapting with each passing second. When the enemy tried to use the colony ship as a shield, the humans somehow managed to target their attackers with surgical precision, never once endangering the civilians. Admiral Velnara gasped, watching the display. They're not just fighting them, they're hunting them. 2 hostile ships attempted to flee. The humans pursued with relentless efficiency, disabling their engines but leaving them alive. Prisoners to be questioned. In 17 minutes, it was over. Captain Chen's voice crackled over the comm again. Admiral Kethvar, the colony ship is secure. Medical teams are standing by to assist with casualties. We've captured 2 enemy vessels for interrogation. Kethvar's mandibles clicked rapidly, his species equivalent of nervous laughter. Captain Chen, we cannot adequately express our gratitude. The Republic owes the human fleet a debt of— No debt, Chen interrupted. We heard people in trouble. We helped. That's what civilized beings do. As the human ships prepared to depart, escorting the damaged colony vessel to safety, Kethvar realized something profound. The galaxy had been wrong about the Deathworlders. They weren't monsters to be feared, they were guardians to be grateful for. The Admiral updated his logs that day with a new classification. Humans weren't just Deathworlders. They were something far more dangerous to those who would harm innocents. They were protectors who had learned warfare on a world that demanded perfection or death. And in a galaxy full of predators, perhaps that was exactly